Rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, welcome everyone. We will take roll call
Mr. Blandon,
here.
Mr. Robinson,
Here.
Mr. Blandon is now sick.
Mr. Lindbergh.
Reiniger,
Mr. Lindbergh is sick, excuse me. All right, I'll move to approve the expenditures from May 18th to June 21st, 2023.
I will second.
okay, Mr. Blandon,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
I'll also move to approve the minutes from May, and the special meeting is also.
I will second that motion.
Mr. Blandon,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
All right, we'll move right along. Sheriff's Department, LT. Good evening. Good evening.
So the Sheriff's Department had a total of 295 runs in Miami Township last month. 227 of those were dispatched, 68 were self-initiated. Last month, Miami Township cars went out of the township to assist other areas, other townships, 112 times. 85 of those they did arrive. 27 of those they were just guarded in the state of the township. County cars coming into the township to assist. 100 runs, 28 of those arrived, 72 of those were disregarded and wrapped. We took 7 criminal reports, 3 non-criminal reports, and 5 auto accidents. Any questions?
That concludes. That's it. Any board?
I don't.
All right, any questions from the public? How is the lieutenant?
Sure.
On that, when you say that we gave you to our car who left the township, is that just like going to Cleves, Addison, North Bend, or is that going
No,
farther out?
we're talking, please, Addison, North Bend, Whitewater Township, that have close to adjoining areas. And the ones coming in with the county cars that are around.
Okay, do you want to, you have communication with Trustee Ranger about the vehicle replacement?
Well, a couple of months ago, I did that information to Mr. Reed. And last month I spoke with Mr. Reed to see if it was coming along, and I just recently heard that it was coming along. And I guess it might be because I didn't vote on it.
Do you want to expand on that, and the need for that?
Well, as you know, and perhaps not everybody in the audience knows, I recently came back over to District 1 in Connecticut Township. When I came over there, Jack Reed, who's in charge of our fleet, made me aware that Miami Township was definitely in need of a new cruiser replacement for cruisers that are going mileage or way too over. And if they weren't acted on soon, the price is going up. Everybody here knows the price on everything is going up. All parts, vehicles themselves are no exception on this. So acting on that as soon as possible is better for all.
Stay up there for a second. So I just wanted to discuss this during the record before I bring it up. Trustee Ranger, as everybody just said, is out sick tonight. He asked me to bring this up so we didn't have to wait until the next meeting. So I just wanted you to explain the need for that. So there's an option we have. They're going to give us. And you got a copy.
It's on the left side. It's
2,500. They're going to give us credit for on a 2016 that we're getting rid of.
we're trading.
So, question to you,
Mileage is 147.
147.
147. Yeah, 147,000.
So
So
150,000. Now,
And it doesn't have a transmission.
oh, transmission's out,
Yeah, the transmission is out.
or completely out?
It's not working. Yes,
It's not
currently,
drivable?
currently not working. It is currently not driving.
Okay. Just- I was gonna try to auction it. So the price is, the total price is $41,853 and no cents. Any discussion?
I talked to Mr. Reed about it previously, and I support
Okay. And
the need for
Ms.
this.
Ocean's aware of it also.
I think it's an obligation that we need to.
And it's for a state money.
State, and that's something else to do, state minimum bid for us.
How many cars they buying?
This one, we're just gonna have one.
I just have a question. You might know the answer. Right now, we have no contract with the Hamilton County Sheriff.
Right,
How can we buy a car for
well,
another? I'm just asking
no,
because,
that's fine.
yeah,
That's
I don't know.
another question. Well, I would say this to that, would one be viable transportation for the officers to be deployed to help our residents? And that's exactly what we're doing, whether we have a contract or we don't have a contract. And we're under obligation, you know that, to provide that. So if for some reason in the near future that we don't retain our contract, we still own that. So it's not, we're not taking a look.
I mean, I just, we're trying to get a contract.
I know, we're working on
Yeah,
it. He's been working on it, I know.
You got good-
He's been working on
yeah,
it.
we got great guys out there running the Jeeps. I
Right,
don't want to buy this piece of crap car, but
right.
also I think they should come forward with some kind of contract that you guys can look at. You guys could accept,
I agree.
and it's been too long, wasted.
It has, and I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement. All right, any more
So we need to-
discussion? I'm good with it.
Anything we need to move on
Yeah,
the, someone make a motion?
Yeah, I'm making a motion that we go ahead and purchase.
Excuse me, hold on. I got a question. The state bid on the car, the total bid was what?
$41,853.
And that is everything done to it, right? Light package, everything, mobile com, striping, everything.
Everything transfers over, tell me if I'm incorrect on that, LT.
If it's workable, they'll transfer the.
Yeah, it's same make and model that it should transfer.
I know where all the top cars come from, Lebanon on the state bid. It's nowhere near 41,000.
But there'll be additional, costs for
So mobile
Can't be
com,
used.
lights,
lights, striping.
yes. So the
Well, the
total
striping's
cost
gotta
is
be-
41,000, right?
This is straight, I'm sorry,
That'll be the total cost, right, for the car? And like, that would be it?
it's our purchase, $41,853.
I just want to make sure that includes all the other packages. So, but it's not what is the car now? It's like usually 48,000 from Lebanon. Usually go to Mobilcom, get the radios put in, usually around 5, 6. Design more, how much do they move up to now?
I'd have to see the form.
And this is from Lebanon Ford.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know, all the state cars, I'm out of Lebanon, I know that.
Our total, and I'm sorry on the total, I didn't take off our 2,500 for our trade-in, so it's 39,353.
Mm-hmm.
39,353.
I just add one more thing, I know
Sure.
it's gonna
That's
put
okay, go ahead.
is who, for the floater cars, the ones that aren't designated to a township or North Bend, or who purchases those cars?
Commissioner.
So if we don't have contracts, and why don't they purchase a car for us? Just a thought.
Well, that's true, but, and I see what you're saying, but I don't want to take a chance by not having coverage for our residents and having to be able to control and work their car short or whatever the reason would be. Where, saying you use that, but I'm just saying. Then there's no question about it, it's dedicated to Miami Township and Miami Township on the side of it. So that's how I, at least it's there. And they can use it to control our township. So, and I think it's a safety issue, I mean, that's how I look at it. And I know we're not under contract, but it's we put forth effort and we're trying to get something done right now. We like to get something done as soon as possible, so. I know Jack, Mr. Renner, we're working on it, Dan's contacted in the last month, 2 contacts with, county administration and the sheriff's office.
I think it's coming forward. I'm gonna say this, then why don't we just replace the transmission and stay with the car we have until we figure out whether the contract or not.
We're gonna need it eventually anyway, whether we stay with the sheriff or we don't stay with the sheriff. We're gonna have to have it, the township responsible for it anyway. So when this is 2016, 150,000. So the downside of that is, I would think, and you know those few cars, the older they get, the more stuff goes wrong with them, the more they break down and stuff. It's not just the transmission. So yes, sir.
I just have a question, Mr. Reed, because I've sat here in a number of meetings and we hear about the fact that there's been contacts. I'd like to know if there's an email chain, a phone log, names of individuals you've spoken to. That gives us some insight as to just how much effort you put into getting this contract to move forward. Because it's been going on for over 2 years. I've been here at previous ones. I know you mentioned that you talked to a assistant for Alico, but I'd like to know if you actually have the dates and records and email that shows that you have done those things.
Yes.
And okay, so then I will be filing a public record for that.
Okay, any more discussion? I'll make a motion that we go ahead and purchase the vehicle for the replacement of the sheriff's department at $39,353.
Second motion.
All right, Mr. Bland,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Guy.
Okay, thank you.
I do have one of the complaints.
Yeah.
And it's loss of sleep. Edgewater is going past my curfew at 11 p.m. Last Friday night, there were 38 hours.
Would we have officers out for that? I don't know. I'd have to check to see what the issue of why that.
Well, what it is that when they drive by, they may not be running the big car. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden they'll run them for 15 minutes. And then, of course, you're wide awake. It's just that we have a curfew. 314, and I feel that place out there should honor the laws of this township. That's just me.
Speak with the officers out here and speak with the sergeant out here to see what is the issue, because that was brought up.
Well, thank you. That was my season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ramos, I'll ask it for you.
Who's next?
Alicia's first.
We always do things first.
I don't have anything other than we met with the engineers for the West Spring Farm hillside project today and kickoff meeting. They are starting their preliminary assessment of the situation. We should hear from them in 4 weeks, 2 weeks. We should hear from them for 2 weeks on a preliminary survey, core samples, those kind of things, and start to make an assessment on what the cost potentially could be.
And solutions.
What's that?
And solutions.
And potential solutions. Right. That's all I have.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Well, you want to be here for 6 of Chief Street? Right in Chief Street. I'm sorry.
Good evening.
Welcome.
For those that don't know me, I'm Lieutenant Jack Bonner. I'm stepping in for Assistant Chief Rob Street tonight. First, I'll go over the monthly report here. Miami Township made 39 fire runs in May of 2023. We made 160 EMS runs, 199 total runs, fire EMS. We stayed somewhat busy. Then the report has a breakdown of, each jurisdiction, what type of runs they were. The crews completed 17, inspections throughout the township, 4 in Miami, 1 in Aspen, 6 in North Bend, 6 in Leeds. Crews are still continuing to do inspections, pre-plans. All the, spring hydrant checks should be wrapped up as well. Some stuff, PR events that the crews did on Sunday, May 21st. Crews from Station 70 attended a Cub Scout advancement ceremony held here at the community center. On May 26th, we attended a tabletop drill held by LEPC and the EMA at Three Rivers Local School. I attended that. Chief Hughes attended that, and so did Chief Rob Street. It was a pretty good event. There was a lot of people there. It was a good event for the school. Trying to learn what we do on our end, what the police do, stuff like that. The Miami Township Honor Guard marched in Memorial Day parade, followed by our new start engine. That's what I have for any questions on the report.
Any questions, discussion?
You guys are doing yourself well. Sorry. Thank you.
It's the new updated quote for our rescue tools. I'll go over that. So I guess, we're asking for the approval of some items. They're already budgeted from, I guess, the finance team met last year and approved the purchases for the tip items. We're asking for the Life Pack 15 for engine 68. This for our advancement for paramedics, ALS. We're trying to, look into the future. Our engine 68 is probably one of our busiest engines. It goes to every car wreck. So be able to do patient care quickly with our paramedics, very beneficial. The next items are pole socks. They're over 10 years old. You can definitely tell they're kind of starting to go out as we're using them on scenes. Our neonates, this is more of a safety thing. We currently have PD mates, but on some of our runs, the smaller infants, we've realized that we need something a little bit better to help secure our little ones in the township. The next items for the 3 sets of turnout gear. This will pretty much bring all of our members up into very new gear. The 3 right now, they're older gear, some of it's mixed matched. 2 of them or 3 of them, all 3 of them for our full timers. 2 of them just became full time. The next big ticket item is our rescue tools. We put a committee together to go over rescue tools. We met with some companies. The committee agreed that Genesis, our rescue system was the best option. They're battery operated. Currently, we have all hydraulic systems. They're over 18 years old. They're kind of getting a little outdated, and I know with the battery operated system, crews can get cutting cars a lot faster. So let's start starting up the motors, and then 2 desktop computers. I believe they're both for the station. So I would like to ask for the approval for these items. The budget items.
We can approve, if you all are in agreement, with approve all of them.
at the same time. Do we need the total? I don't know, total.
Now I have it's per
That's per,
company.
yeah, per item is listed, the absolute total.
No, that's okay, we can have just. Let me see if we got the
About
discussion.
120,000.
Only, Mr. Taylor, that these were the two that we already.
On the quote that I sent, yeah.
Perfect, okay. That was the only question I had.
So I got a couple of questions. So the rescue tools,
Yes,
so they're 18 years old, is that correct?
yes,
And then they're getting wore out, or this, we're just replacing with new, updated, better equipment.
new updated battery equipment, we're replacing engine 69's combi tool. Currently they have a hydraulic system on their truck. And then we're like to replace all of engine 68, which is our rescue engine. It has spreaders, cutters, rams, a couple other attachments that come with that. One of them is called a red tip, where you can get the system real close. You can forceful entry to doors. You make really rapid entry into a building. Then there's like another a brand that goes on the common tool for engine 69. It's currently 170 here as a battery operated common tool. And we're just trying to get everything the same.
This was in the budget for this year, right? Correct?
Yes.
Approved by the finance committee, correct?
Yeah, 119.
We use that tool, my kids are finding themselves in the room on it.
Good work, we can open. We can open.
You get any more discussion? I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve, the budget items. They were budgeted and approved by the finance committee. It's $119,653.46.
Second the motion.
Okay, Mr. Bland,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
I'll get the POs and get that to you guys.
Thank you. Here, it's got the letter.
I think we included a minute. Did we not include, all of those?
That was all of the.
Oh, here, I thought you meant the desktop. I wasn't gonna bring that up. Mr. Randy. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
All right. No. It was just he was pushing for it. I had a discussion with the lieutenant, if you prefer to wait for the Reniker, that's perfectly fine, but we talked about the idea of maybe approving one copier at this time, that they can turn what station it was best to locate that at. They could reach out to a larger copier that they have over there, the folder in black and white at whatever station they decide is, the second most, priority.
That was a buyout, right?
And then, yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm not sure, but and then reevaluate in 3 to 6 months whether that is sufficient for their needs. But if you rather table it, that's completely fine too.
Well, that's sort of what I was thinking. So Mr. Razor could be here, but is it, would we lose out on price wise or anything if we wait to our next meeting?
We just do one.
Well, I didn't see any stipulation in the contract saying, that there was a deadline on the price for that.
You did or you did not?
Did not. And the only other thing that hadn't been agreed upon that I seen on there was the maintenance agreement. So there was 3 levels of service. One was when they get to you. The other one was a like 8-hour time frame, and the other one was 2-hour, which was like $160 one. So we were going to have to select one, and I was going to recommend like the middle at 8-hour service range. So in a business day, they would come out and service that equipment, and then they maintain the 8 levels and the maintenance on the unit. But we had to select one of those, and I think that one was like $45 a month for the middle of the road.
Okay, so if we purchase one right now,
It'd be cheaper. That was based on 2 units, and there's 2 full-size units, and then there's 2 other printers in that agreement.
So it's 4 devices total.
Oh, it's 4 total?
Yeah, but like 2 copiers and 2 business class printers. So
For the fire department.
for the fire department,
So 1 at each station, right?
2 stations would get a copier machine, and then the other 2 multi-duplexing business units are gonna go between the fire departments, but I haven't heard where they want to replace those, I guess.
And I appreciate you pulling that information together. The thought and what we discussed was that, you know, these are for bigger print jobs, for training material and things like that, you know, that potentially if we get one new larger one, that, again, they could certainly, knowing that there's training coming up in, you know, a week or whatever, do that print job and get it down. But again, if you'd rather just wait and have Trustee Rennick weigh in, that's clearly fine.
Well, should we look at approving 1 and then leave the rest up? Didn't you say something about trying to see how it worked out?
Yeah, see if that worked, and I don't know, you know.
Because we're not gonna come over here and use the one in the admin office. And if Kim's doing work, or she's printing a copier, then that interferes with her work. And, or like if they're doing cemetery work, so then we're gonna put the one I know here on the fire department side, and probably the second one was gonna go down to 69, because they do majority of training through here in station 69. Eventually, I think most of the training will be done at 69, as that's the new training center, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. But that was the ideal, have 1 here for the fire department and 1 in that building. And then the guys that's doing a lot of the architecture work for project plans and all that stuff, needed a higher quality printer, would probably be at 68 on one of those other units that they looked at. But to start with, probably 1 in the firehouse here on that side for them to do their training documentation would probably be recommended.
Is this the same company we're using now? ABS?
And another one you mentioned, Cindy, is owned by ABS. I don't think we've plotted that out for it, or maybe it came out of lease, but it
Which
was
one?
the black and white unit.
Oh, I don't know. We usually buy them out.
Yeah. So it's here, but I don't think it's, Jody knows I didn't use it, but you guys aren't using it.
I'm not sure.
I don't think they are.
So, Mr. Taylor, do you have any recommendations, you know, on whether I make a motion tonight for the 1, or if you just table it? Do you have any thoughts?
I have no reservations on going to 1 to see how it works for them over there. I don't think that's a problem. And that maintenance agreement would be at a lesser cost, because we would only be doing 1 unit. So we can base it on that middle, they don't, it's not premium service, it's business class service for the maintenance. So I would recommend that we approve 1 business class maintenance and 1 copier.
Okay.
To start with.
Right. We've, I guess, to have a price, I guess we'll have to.
Yeah, and that may change the price overall because it's negotiated for the 4 units, so we may have to look at that to see what a 1 unit cost would be.
Okay.
Because it doesn't break it out in there per unit.
I don't even have a copy of it. If we could look at it, we could approve up to a certain amount.
What was the amount for all 4 items?
It's like 19,000, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right in the range. I didn't print that one.
Why don't we maybe wait till you're up, and then maybe we can figure that out.
We can preview that, yeah.
Well, we could go through it.
Yeah, and then if you could hand it to me with my team, and then when you come out, maybe give us a best estimate on. Sort of.
Sounds good.
Okay, did you have anything else?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Lieutenant? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually have 2. The first one will be, I heard you say you did 20 inspections. Are those on residences or businesses?
Those are all businesses.
And do you target them yourself? You know, you say, hey, we're gonna check this place out, or is there generally complaints?
Well, every year we do inspections. So each full timer gets assigned so many inspections per year. And so say I have 4 inspections, I will schedule those inspections with these businesses. Make contact with them, we'll go in, inspect them, see if there's any life safety issues, check their fire extinguishers, alarm, stuff like that. And then we'll set a report. And then if there is anything wrong, we go back, see if they fix it. Once they do fix it, then we submit our report.
And the second question was, all the apparatus that we're purchasing, what happens to the apparatus that we're replacing? Does that go to a public auction?
We can't, we use the county auction, we do auctions, things, but I don't know if Mr. Vinegar has talked to you yet, the fire department about it, what, how we're gonna proceed with that extra equipment. You know.
Equipment,
The rescue tools?
yeah,
So we're on a trade-in, so they're giving us the credit.
2,500.
Yeah, they're giving us the credit for what we.
They're 18 years old.
I mean, I was just curious.
No, I don't.
So that price that we have is not traded, we're trading all of our, whatever we're purchasing, we're giving what we've got. Like he said, they want to go to battery operated stuff instead of hydraulic stuff. So the hydraulic tools are taking.
Yes, they're taking engine 69's tools, and I believe we're gonna put some of the equipment that's on engine 68, and we'll outfit our new spare engine. So that engine will be fully stocked with all equipment. So if something were to happen with one of our engines, we could easily just jump in the truck and just go out the door without having to swap out a bunch of stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I just, real quick, how's staffing?
Same as
Everything
good.
that's going on, this and that, do we have any new hires coming in, and how's it been like?
Staffing's been good. There's been a lot of vacations coming up, so we've had to do a couple mandates. But other than that, tonight we're at 12, so we're fully staffed. During the day, today we're at 10, so we haven't had too many issues.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, senior center, Ms. Herbert.
See them.
May report, senior center. But these are just highlights for the month. This is on top of all of our regular scheduled activities that we always get planned for the senior center. May 11th, we had Meet the Experts program, where we had a panel of 7 experts from different fields coming to the senior center to talk. So it would be like senior housing, estate planning, home care, mood management, like packing, unpacking, or need help with that, or agents. So that was a really nice program, a lot of information. Definitely, I think we'll have them back again. So it was a really good program. May 12th, we had our Reds program where the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame brought in some items for display. The topic was women baseball. It's interesting. Mr. Redlegs came and hung out with us. So it was a good time. For the Reds games, every year we buy a certain amount of tickets for a couple games. We bought tickets for a May game. We had another game scheduled for ticket spot for August, which is sold out, but we had tickets available in September. And the way they're playing really good now, baseball. So that's fine.
11 and 11.
Hmm?
11 and 11.
Yeah. So they're doing really well. So, like I said, August is sold out. September. Then we have, and that ticket includes receipt and then eating at the Valley Sports Cafe. So all you can eat. So anyway, it's a good time. Mother's Day tea on May 14th. May 18th, we had our second trip to Rocky landfill. Yeah, that was a popular outing. And today we actually went to the recycling plant, and that was really interesting too. So we, saw the landfill. We figured, well, we got to see the recycling plant too, to kind of do, full circle. So that was a lot of fun. Let's see what else I got here. May 19th, Ridgewood Health Campus. They sponsored our birthday party. He came in and gave a program about their facility, which they're located in Lawrenceburg, and they have assisted living units, nursing units, and free care. Also, they came and sponsored our birthday party. Did the resting ceremony. May 26th, we did an outing to Waynesville. And then my our kitchen was inspected like it was a public health on the violation. They do it in surprise inspections a year. The violations. Oh, yeah, you have to have severe, no violations on the inspections to earn your name. And we get it every year.
All right. Any questions for Ms. Hubbard? All right, thank you. All right, maintenance, Mr. Miller.
Hi, everybody.
All right.
Biggest thing was Memorial Day. Went off good weather, small crowd. Don't know if anybody listens to this broadcast, but get out and support. Get us on Memorial Day. Yeah, I did. Don't take that long. So one of the biggest people I've ever seen. Mount Evo, job done up there. The salt, it's all back in, looks good. Good job on it. Strasser did all the blacktop work on the contract. So all that's done. Been doing some mulching up here. Been doing some mulching down at the park. Trying to get caught up because the weeds on the ground very well right now. Everything's dry. But we needed to catch up. Kim brought up a point today about the computer up here for the cemetery. It needs to be addressed too. And I just talked to Mike, and Mike said he would maybe do something that replace it.
Yeah, we want to.
Okay.
And these are the reports.
It's the oldest piece of, yeah, those were purchased by the state at one time, but they stopped sending us those like 7, 8 years ago, so. But it's all state software, so it's not even on the township network. It only gets the internet and uses the state thing, so it's on us to replace that at this point, so. We can do the same one like I'm buying for the fire department, so we can just add one to that quote. On those prices I submitted and probably just replace that at the same time.
Okay, so.
And I enjoy the dial-up tone.
Yeah. It still beats real nice over there.
The other thing is the generator Mike asked me about, I think you need the generator for this contract. Contact you guys, some kind of generator, what kind of electric. So I'll do that tomorrow.
Do we have the lights for parking?
We do, we have everything set, just talking about, yeah.
Okay.
We do have electric on pole, I'm not sure who's plugs in it.
That's what we're trying to figure out. I talked to the band previously and they said they didn't need a generator, but they feel like they won't be safe to not have for everybody.
That's all right.
Any questions? All right, any questions, Mr. Miller? All right, thanks.
Just otherwise, good job with the cemetery, for Memorial Day.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I'll second that also. You guys did a good job. It looked great. The mulch down in Cleves looked good for the parade. The cemetery looked good, all that. So, I know the Legion appreciates it, and I know the large residents did, and I appreciate it. So, all right, safety, Mr. Hughes. Be a little quicker.
Hi, everybody. Thanks again to our employees. I know the great month, injuries. That brings us to my goal this year is 0 reporting claims to PWC for 0. That's pretty outstanding position there. It's all our guys. They're the ones out there. I want to thank the board for the safety appreciation luncheon we get. Well attended, and the guys really appreciate it. They fill food and they like being recognized for taking things over. Thanks to the board for all. We went to the CAS meeting that they had last, and Harrison Fire Chief and the fire chief from I guess Sims, Loving Sims was there, or no, Rederian and Dells. And they talked about a new program that the Chiefs Association, Chiefs Association, and is starting, and it's not a free program. It's about $10,000 a year to run this program. But what it is, everybody here knows about the football player, the Bengals game, the Buffalo Bills football player collapsed, and because the AEDs were there and medical, his life was saved, and he is now training. Well, this program is looks to where in the communities AEDs are located, and they can put an app on your phone. So if somebody within a certain distance of your working area or where you have access to an AED, your phone will often tell you where it is. They're trying to get that quicker to people even before EMS gets there. And we know for a fact it'll save lives. And I think that was probably one of the first meeting that they had was the King of Miami Township. And there were several of the industries that took information and said they were going to give us money. But when you look at $10,000 for all of Hamilton County, it's not a lot of money for a service that can save money. So that's Cincinnati's doing it now. You know, and it'll go off if you know something happens in Sycamore Township. The phone's not going to go off. It'll be a local notification. So just in the essence, sorry, but I think it's a great program, and I hope it continues. I hope they're successful in that order. And our AEDs that we ordered are still not in. Still waiting. I think there's a run on there. Football.
I keep telling everybody, hold off on your heart attacks.
Yeah, just wait. There you go. I got the, you know, the credits for our reduction of premium EWC for the States and Council. They'll start back up in September. The medic unit that was damaged striking the deer on 74 and repaired, it's back in service. But I do want the residents to know that even though that unit was out 2.5 months, we had a spare unit that kept in service. There was no suspension of any service to the residents of the township. So that's good. You want to, you know, today's first day of summer. He will be with us soon. We're prepared for our cool shelters. We need to open them up again. We're doing that. But also, just important to stay hydrated. And if you're outside working, take frequent breaks. Heat strokes. So, I attended the pickleball court dedication, and I'm telling you what, that's another really nice addition to the community park. We met some people in Phoenix. They played all the time at Phoenix, and the gal was nice enough to let me use her $200. I was hoping, you know, both hands, you know, didn't want to drop it, but as we're out there playing, she was telling me the rules. I don't know if anybody here plays pickleball, but I just thought you like that. If you hit the ball, you know, hurry over, you get a point, or you don't get it. That's way more complicated than that. But I came by tonight and it was in full use. Full use tonight. So that's great. I want to thank our department on the guard for participation in Memorial Day Parade. Ron, you guys, they look good. you know, again, I was a little disappointed in the there, but, you know, I do it because I want to honor those who make it happen. Sacrifice, and I'll continue to do it as long as I can. One thing I want to, I played in the Memorial, Fallen Firefighter Memorial golf outing they had at Rising Sun 2 weeks ago. And because of my expertise in golfing, Dan's over here about to fall out of his chair. I was able to win three lunches for a firefighter. They ate last Friday and they ate Tuesday and Wednesday, so you get all three units. And it was pretty nice, so it was nice, you know, and it wasn't because I was a big boy. As you all know, that's all I.
Any questions for Mr. Hughes? All right, thanks, Jim.
I don't ask me this question.
No, I mentioned this at the last couple meeting, this is the regular meeting. Again, we got two sellout classes for the yoga. I know that makes everybody laugh every time you say it, but it was very successful, and we had multiple inquiries after that that couldn't get in the class, that wanted to get in the class, so we're going to be adding additional classes for that, but no.
And that breaks even too, then, so people.
What's that?
It breaks even, it's.
Yes, there's the attendees pay a fee that's very reasonable, $15 fee, and that covers the cost of anything that we have, so there's no cost to our residents or taxpayers, the township as a whole. So I went off of that additional and good feedback. Another thing, we already took care of lemons, meeting, I think, so we're good.
Sounds good. All right, Mr. Clark, if you're here, Mr. Taylor, technology.
Evening, everyone. I sent my report to you guys earlier, hope you got it in your email. I was back here, we'll start with the Talon McCarthy printers here for the fire department. I looked at that, this is a 48-month lease, and that's what, it's like $118 a month, plus taxes, and that service agreement, that's what takes it up over that extent of that contract, the $19,250. But if we break that down, I just looked up these printers that they have on here again, and they are no different than what we purchased last year ourselves, pretty much installed. We did HPs as opposed to Sharp, but they're the same capacity, their color, their copier, fax, scanner, printers. So I don't see a need that we'll have to purchase these other two printers and the two printer stands. I don't see a need for it currently. But the copier itself, that'll probably break down to about, I would say $29 to $30 a month for that one to lease it for the 4 years, plus the service agreement, which I don't know how they're going to break it out. So I can't give you a good estimate on that, but I would say overall it'd be less than $30 a month for that.
Do you have the purchase option agreement or the lease option agreement? Because there were two floating. There is a purchase option, which was fiscal officer Oster's preferred method.
Yeah.
Is that right, Cindy?
What was this again?
This is the purchase agreement, but I would.
Bought out.
Purchase, yeah, it'd be better off just to buy
Yeah.
it, right? So.
Yeah.
How much is it for the one?
I don't know on that particular copier, I couldn't find it says check with your local retailer. Printers I could find, the stamp I found back there, but copier itself, I couldn't find a price on it.
Well, I know there was a lot of discussion, but maybe we just come back prepared for the next one. And
Yeah, I think we're gonna look at it
and
and that
look
looks
at the
purchase.
purchase of one.
Mike, do you want me to get you, Logan, the rep? And you can talk with him directly? Why don't I do that? I'll get you Logan's contact info.
Okay, we work it all out, maybe with Mike and Mr. Ringer also, since he's part of that, and then we can address it, like I said.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Then off my agenda for the night, the first thing I had on there was, we've been trying to go through the bills for Spectrum and cable TV. Because we had free accounts, we had residential accounts, we had business accounts, we had, because as they changed from Time Warner to Spectrum, we had multiple accounts. Some of them we got billed for, some of them we didn't get billed for. So I have had them delete all of those accounts, and we're trying to get the new service restored on our new state enterprise account. So that was just sent over today. Cindy, I forwarded you a new copy of it.
Yep.
So it will be $69 a month per location to restore service at currently, maintenance has no cable TV, the senior center has no cable TV. And what we have here is that basic free package, which I told them not to cut that off until we get something else in the building. We're on the right account at station 68, and then the last location will be station 69. So that contract that I sent over is $69 a month, on the state purchasing. But, you know, we just need approval to get that service because it's a new contract, and that our state contract's a 3-year right now. To get that cable TV service restored in all of our buildings.
I'm prepared to make a motion, but if there's any discussions or all year, so are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, then I make a motion that we approve. And on this report, you have 79 per month.
Well, it is 79. My apologies, it's 79. And that's because it's $10 per box. So we're only going to do 1 box per location because all the new TVs that we just purchased, we made sure that they were the TVs that have the Spectrum app on it. So you have to have 1 box per location. So the cable service is $69 and it's $10 per box.
So I make a motion that we approve the service agreement at that $79 per month per location as presented by Mr. Taylor.
I'll second.
Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
All right. Next up, Dan, was what I've been working with you on. We've had 2 different companies come out. The last quote we had last year, which was right around $5,500 to $6,000 range. Couldn't find it in my email. So I reached back out to that company because I knew it was, they'll send it to us again. But we've talked with 3 companies and all within that same price range. This current company that we're working with has come out and visited all of our locations. They're great to work with, they're a local company. And even if I find it because it's in the same price range, I would want to recommend that we use this particular vendor. I sent you those quotes so you can review them.
Yeah.
But for the full-blown remote access system for West Park, this is now for the public address system down there with a Bluetooth music audio system, so we can play music if we wanted to, if we had an event, or we can play the national anthem before a game. We'll be able to install that. There's 2 options. One option is we put it in the rack over there in the maintenance garage, and whoever wants to work on it has to go in there and get the microphone, pull it out of that room, turn it on, work with it out there. Or the upgraded system, it's $5,514.27 for the basic system, or $8,127 for the one with remote access. So we'll install the hardware in that garage space, and we'll put the control units over in the concessions area. That's most of the public, that's where they have access to. We'll house the microphone there, the connection for the Bluetooth will be there, and the volume controls will be in there. It's a 4-speaker system. It's used at most of the parks around here. It's the same like system that Rumpke has out at their ballpark, which is a little bigger, but it should cover that whole all fields. Even if they want to say something to the soccer teams, that they're going to hear it down there. So 4 speakers on the 4 posts on the concessions building. I think it'd be the best way to go. And I would recommend that one on that 8,127.23 for remote access for that system.
what company is this?
I think you asked me that, to draw a blank on it. Beacon, yeah, Beacon Audio. All I ran out of ink at home, so I was trying to print this, but so I'm looking at it off my phone, so I apologize.
That's all. Should have run it better than printer. Maybe you should.
Well, just, I mean, in general, I'm supportive of the PA, this just as far as, security for, you know, the mic or whatever, like, you know, if we have it in that
Yeah.
session area, do we have? That's secure?
That's a key coded door, but I think we may have to put like a lockable filing cabinet or purchase a cabinet to put on the wall and lock that up. It's outside of the maintenance garage, because right now all of the hardware for IT is in the maintenance garage over there. So, I go down and walk 4 or 5 times a week, and that's usually wide open, so I prefer we don't put it in.
Right.
That's a lockable cabinet, but to give the other public access there with tools and the tractors in there, so I don't think we want people in there. We'll probably put a small cabinet, I would say it would cost $150 on the wall and lock it up in there. Like our cabinet we have back here, that was like $150 for that cabinet, so we can buy one of those, mount on the wall, lock it up, and only give who we want access to it.
And then also, just the bandwidth, I know when you're dealing with the remote and just Wi-Fi and, you know, just.
Yeah.
Whether we have the. You know, the capability that we're confident that it's not gonna be an issue with.
Yeah, this is a long range microphone system, so it's good up to 500 feet away from the building there. So we should be all the way down to the ball field, you should be able to walk out there and talk on the microphone. So that should be good. Our Wi-Fi coverage is not public down there, but it's for Miami Township. So we can power our equipment, computers that are controlled, it'll all be on wireless. Won't have any problems there. Well, that'll work on, but okay, go ahead.
That's when you're recommending.
That's what I'm recommending.
We have more discussion. Anything? All right, I'll make a motion that we go forward with the, I don't know the price with Beacon Audio Video Systems, the one that Mr. Taylor is recommending.
$8,127. And I will second.
Mr. Bland?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm talking about the park real quick. I did try to reach out to LV Systems to find out about our cameras down there. I know they had some kind of problem with their device, so trying to get an answer to that. I can see that it's installed down there, but I don't think we've got access back. And Kim, I think could contact you today. He hasn't added that to your system yet, correct?
No.
Okay, so I see that the hardware's in, so we'll get closer to get that project done for the security cameras down there, so I'll follow up on that, and have an answer back to you guys soon.
Because the release number 4, probably gonna wait till the servers is here to.
Okay, yeah,
Just table that.
the boardroom one too, like I said, I think we'll table that for today and look at that. I got you the options, we can look at it and see which way we want to go. The fire department PCs, we talked about, you guys approved that. We do want to probably, if you look at that quote, it's got the breakdown of the prices for the PCs and the monitors, wireless keyboards. If we want to order a third one of those, because I'll have to reach out to Cindy to get the tax exemption form. Or Kim
Or Kim will have it together.
Yeah, Kim will have it.
I'll email you a
Order those
copy
from
of it.
HP. Yeah. So if they accept that, we have an account with them through Miami Township as far as just tax exemption. And then we'll get those.
What would a single one be? So we can go ahead and have it.
Like I said, it's on the quote that I sent you, but I don't have a copy of it in front of me.
On the, I don't think it's broken down. On the
Yeah.
one I have.
Only at the email.
But it's got two desktops at 2647.
Yeah, the ones that I have, and that would be
1325,
yeah.
which will round up to additional 1400, this would be safe. So you're doing discussion add to update the cemetery.
No, I think
So we're gonna do 3 new computers.
that's badly needed and order overdue and.
Right.
Adding to So I'll make a motion that we approve the third desktop computer at $1,400.
Second,
Mr. Bland
Yes.
and Mr. Robinson.
yes.
And that'll be from Dell, right?
And then the last thing I had was the two new UPSs that got approved in the last meeting have arrived and were installed and are operational here in this facility and at Station 69. So we are good there. Carrie did ask about movie night, so we're gonna look at some of that to see what kind of connectivity we need. Did anybody know if that internal or is it outside?
Good. The goal is for it to be outside, in the back, particularly because it's starting at 8 o'clock. We admit that it's gonna be light still, but if we can have the shadow because of the community center, we're hoping that it's dark enough until it gets dark enough for the first part of the movie, for it to still be a good clear picture. And then obviously, because we heard some input from some parents that have younger kids that said, if you started at 9 o'clock, my kids are, they're in bed. So that's great to have a kid movie, but too late. So that was the idea of trying to figure out what time to start it, that the kids aren't already in their jammies and in bed, but anyway. So we'll work on that. That was the goal, but we can talk. I mean, we need to do it indoors, especially if there's a weather issue. Yeah, it's possible.
And the last part of that report that I sent you guys was just the IMS third-party vendor that was the monthly service call we had for IT that was supported through them for all kinds of general. We had several outages of the internet due to some weather that went through late last month. Also outages, but I had 141 total IT tickets that were generated in IMS last month. Other than that, any other questions?
Any questions for Mr. Taylor? No, thanks, Mike.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Public is up. Would you like to come up? Or do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, just real quick.
Before?
Yeah, that during the public.
Right.
I do have copies if you guys want. We have to have a public hearing. So, you can have some questions. It's a 5-year forecast is what we look at. The finance committee actually met Monday. We discussed it. We'll bring that up tonight. Our big concern was the garbage levy, which will come up this November. And next year's fire and police. So we kind of went through the whole report. You guys have had it for a week or two and looked at it. So we just have to approve it. It's more of a forecast for us. So we make sure we're in line with what's happening in the next 5 years. And we just have to approve it, send it to the county for their approval. But I have copies here if you guys want. Please come up and have one. If you have questions on the budget or you want me to pass them? They'll be here after the meeting too. Yeah.
Was any more information on that, or was to go ahead and bring
Well,
the motion with? Is there any questions about the? And we can pass those out and then bring it up to you and come to you. And they have questions.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, if you want them,
You want to pass them out?
Sure.
I'll keep one just in case.
Then we'll address it when Ms. Ocean
Yeah.
is up. If there's any questions, and then we'll leave the floor open to the public to ask
And I kind of wrote notes on them too, like when the levies are up. Like I said, the finance committee recommended.
What?
You're from the same house. We are.
It'll be that one that has questions.
I'm sure.
I got one.
So, now you can do the custom.
Can I ask questions?
Thank you.
Anybody else want one? All of you, all right, sit back down.
All right. If any questions from the public, if you come up and speak to anyone, you're addressed and then ask your questions to the board, I would appreciate it. So now is the time to do that.
You know, I'm into that. So, I mean, things used 2770 gallon. I got a couple quick just questions. So, fire department, how long is it gonna drag on? For months and months, like, it seems like months and months into it, no answers. I know you guys want to have answers. Okay, let's say he doesn't come back. Do we have a plan? Replacement? I know Rob's an acting chief. Are we gonna stay in the township? Are we going outside? We actively recruiting. I know it's hard to do if it's still being on the roster, but we gotta be looking at that kind of stuff too. I mean, as a taxpayer, I wonder how much longer this is gonna go, you know? What's it been, 8 weeks? Something like that. I can't remember.
Well, I will say this, Mr. Renner's not here, since he's committee of the fire department. I will say this, the end is nearing very soon. The details that our attorney asks us not to say anything, and you break questions out about the future and what direction we're in. Right now, he asks us not to speak on it. So, but the end of this year, very.
And that's, you know, I just want to make sure we're prepared. If a place doesn't come back, that we know what direction we're going in. Because it seems to be going in a good direction.
I can assure you that we talk about it.
And I would just add to that, that we're all just as anxious and certainly understand that you, all the public, particularly our firefighters, would like to see some resolution sooner rather than later so that we can have some clarity. And we recognize that and we feel the same. We're anxious to also, you know, get things figured out.
Absolutely. Everybody deserves an answer.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Any questions, concern? Then we'll go to the board. All right, Mr. Roberson?
The big thing is the concert. Coming up in two nights, Friday night. As you all know, last year we were on pins and needles as far as the weather. Knock on wood, the current forecast is that we're going to have some rain Friday morning, but that it is hopefully going to move out lunchtime or early afternoon. So we're hopeful that we're going to have a good evening there. We have the Whammies, which are more of an 80s band, but very upbeat and have a lot of good feedback on them. So hope everyone can attend. As usual, we have the American Legion serving beverages. We have our scouts serving the food. We have the Harrison Sims Memorial Foundation that split the pot, and the township doesn't make any money off of this. So the only groups that benefit financially from it are some of our community partners. So please consider attending. I did attend the safety luncheon. Again, that was good. Mr. Hughes mentioned that. I also was at the COPS meeting that you mentioned. I will say that I agree that that is a good program that they brought up. I'm hopeful that since it's looked at as a county-wide program, that's something that the county would look at picking up the bill for that, because you know, I don't think that it makes sense for the jurisdictions to all try to pitch in and see if everybody would pitch in. So that's the county. Memorial Day, as everyone said, that was great. Yes, a little light attendance, but another great moving event. Pickleball, same thing. It's great seeing your backhand out there. I attended the Hamilton County Farm Bureau meeting, which was interesting a couple weeks ago. And even though we are a growing subdivision, you know, residential area, we do have some farm land in our township. So It was interesting to hear some from some of the farmers. And then Mr. Houston has an honor flight shirt on. I told him just before the meeting that I brought Cheryl Pop, who's the executive director of Honor Flight, in to speak at the Western Economic Council meeting, and that was awesome. I have attended the send-offs and the return return ceremonies at CBG, and it was great to hear from them. But trying to think, I think we covered everything, but we are all set to go for 2 nights from now, so spread the word on the concerts. Appreciate the Knights of Columbus and Kiwanis helping us with the parking, and it's truly a community event. Everybody in Michigan. So
Kicks off 7:30, correct?
7:30 to 10. Yes, and I have secured Elena Bender, who is, I think, a junior going into senior year at Taylor High School, and she's in the drama theater club, and she was the lead in the Mamma Mia play, and so she's going to sing the national anthem, and hoping the weather holds up and for a great night.
All right. Ms. Ozier?
You know, we go ahead. So last meeting, we approved the monthly contract, but they had 2 scenarios. I sat, worked those numbers out. I am recommending, it's a 4-year contract, and I'm recommending the 14.25 next year with a 5% increase. Over the 4 years, we see about 40,000 going this way than the other way they presented. So, that's what I'm recommending that we go with.
Any discussion?
No, I appreciate the associate doing her due diligence, the finance committee doing theirs. As we said, when it comes to residential collection, Rumpke is basically the only game in town, so it's kind of hard to. We're kind of stuck, but I think it's important that we provide the service to our residents.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the 14.25 with 5% increase per year.
I would second that.
Mr. Bland?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Then the other thing is, that, sorry, residents, we hardly ever put levies on, but with this big increase, I ran the numbers. The garbage levy is due this November, which is 2.25 mils. We need to renew that, and you need to ask for a half a mil addition. If we did, it's on $100,000 home, that's still $96 a year. I heard Rumpke's like over $30 a month if you contract. If we didn't have it, it's over $30. So we're still saving money as a resident, based on your house, but plus we know we're getting the garbage picked up. So we've had this, Daniel, though, how long have we had this garbage levy? It's way before.
1972.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. We hate to increase it, but we haven't increased it for a long time. And it's basically a wash. We pay the bill and we get the, tax money. It's just, we can't go in a hole for garbage service. So.
We're gonna ask for a 0.5 million, correct?
Yeah, half a mil. It's a half a mil increase in the 2.25. So that resolution is 2023-07. Am I correct, Kim?
Yes.
Our legal rep, what we have to do is we have to go to the county auditor to get it certified. Once we get that back from the county, then next meeting we have to do another resolution to go to Board of Elections to put it on the ballot. So Alex with Cross the Ground, he came up with a resolution for tonight with this. So I know it's done correctly.
Can I ask a question? How will Miami Fort closing affect that in 2 years?
Well, based on the numbers they're giving us now, it's based on us losing that already.
Good.
Because we had a panic, I did. About a week ago, I had a panic moment on that, and what they're doing is they're giving us the village based on the Miami Fort. They have a hearing in October about it being actually next year. But
Closing.
close anybody. Yeah, I know it's a scary thing for schools and villages and so.
Townships.
Township, right? Yes, yeah, Kim has it. Oh. No, I have it
I was
right.
gonna say you
I
have
do.
Mike,
Yeah, you just wanna-
discussion?
No, I would just, I think that in general, this is a product of just an increase of cost of everything. I mean, again, when you have inflation, when you have all this going on nationwide, and so, you know, we feel it here in our community as a township, on a number of levels, whether it's just purchasing equipment or something like this, but, you know,
And this is right, this is a 5-year levy, so, you know, and we were talking to finance committee and Mr. Reiner brought it up, we're still the second lowest in county, and, you know, we're proud of that, but we really do, we really hate talking about putting additional money, but it's not the gain for us, it's nothing for township, it's just, it's helping the residents and keeping the township clean. So, it's really up to the residents to vote it in.
Correct. And I think it's important to go to the voters and let them, you know,
Right.
speak, but
Right.
I think that just like the aggregation programs and everything else, this is our effort as the township to try to save money for our residents. And still provide a good service. So,
We haven't asked for an increase in anything, so.
Oh, no,
that's when
That's when
the garbage
it
levy started.
I want to say
How many?
10 years ago.
10 years.
I would have to double check that, but I don't think we did it 5 years ago. Pretty sure we did, but I don't want to go on record. I'm pretty sure it was 10 years ago.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2023-07. It's a resolution declaring the necessity of levying the tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation for the purpose of providing for waste collection and disposal. Said levy to constitute a renewal of the existing 2.25 mils and an additional increase of 0.5 mils. And further requesting certification from the county auditor pursuant to the Ohio Vice Code section 5705.73. I'll make that motion to approve that.
I will second the motion.
Mr. Blanton,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
and then we just need to approve the budget. If anybody has anything, any questions,
Yes.
we just need to approve that.
2020.
Yes. It's for 2024 and 5 years, yes.
I just have one, said, yeah, and then
Yeah.
you said you had a panic attack. That's really.
Well, right, well, go ahead.
Do we know the amount that we're gonna get hit with?
Well, I did that about it's like, it separates between the 4 levies. So it's like, overall, it's like 450,000.
That's of all the levels.
Oh, all.
Oh, okay. I was thinking.
Now the school, a lot more.
Oh, well, of course, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Easy. Okay, I
Yeah.
was just,
Yeah.
I know.
It was last
You were a little upset.
Well, I
I-
got it in email and I wasn't up here and I thought it was 100,000 less than what I was thinking, so I came in here.
Well, that's a number that you've always said.
Right, and it was.
500,000 in that range, we would kind of be hit with. And I was worried about being a.
Right,
As a matter of fact, they have, tomorrow, Miami Port has a safety day.
talking in the same.
I'm going down and, they have a luncheon and, they have some safety vendors there, safety equipment. I guess some of the family members are also gonna be there, and I believe a safety trailer is gonna be there, and then I wanna go down and see if I can
Get some.
find out any inside
Right.
information.
Let me know if you get
I will.
Yeah, Joanne sent an invite on, I'll need to stop down there. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, they continue to say 27 is drop dead and there's nothing that they can do, but obviously we want them to be operating at full capacity.
Right.
As possible.
Like, right now, you can find stacks of dead. Not an issue with equipment, because they always told us that They have a major problem. They're not gonna fix it. I'll find out more.
We just need to approve that.
No, I just think that it's important for our residents to just to emphasize what Ms. Oster said, that this is a forecast, this is a living, breathing document, this isn't a, for like passing an annual budget, this is more of a, something for us to look at as a blueprint or a guideline to where we're, and then
You're
that's
good.
always going to be adjusted as we move forward.
Oh, I love it. I love this report.
We need a motion to approve this. I'll make a motion to approve.
Oh, you're approving. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah. Mr. Blanton? Huh? No, you're fine. Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Did you want to say?
Yep. You're good.
If you got any questions or you take it home, you have questions, you can email.
Anytime,
Mr. Ocean,
email
you can
me.
email Mr. Reed. And those emails are on the website for the township.
Yeah. Or call me.
You know, all right, I just have a few things. First one is, Memorial Day was wonderful. So Lisa did a great job, and our maintenance department did a great job, and not only the walls, the cemetery, everything was involved. It is appreciated. I know that you guys appreciate it. So do I. Second thing was pickleball courts. If you haven't seen the pickleball courts, stop down and look at them. I think they look awesome. It's a great addition to our park. Fallback's doing the project. I finished it with the support of Mr. Robinson and Mr. Renninger. So, and they're a great addition to the park. I think they both just awesome. Really, really awesome. So with that being said, I'll touch base real quick. I think everybody knows this, but I'll just touch base on it. We purchased land, going out East Miami to, add addition to our park that we're currently working on right now. We're currently working on an amphitheater that's going to go in a dog park and concession stand right now. So the park is going to be incredible once it's finished. I think it's incredible now, but once it's finished, it's really, really going to be, I think, a gem in Lane Township. So really something to be proud about. So, and I say this all the time too. But when I was younger, like Jim and Mike and Paul, there was nothing. We had nothing. We had no parks. The only park we had was you had to go to the Shawnee Park, or we had Harmony Field down at Cleves. We had Taylor's Pool, and that's all we had. That was it. There was nothing. This park is a wonderful addition. We got the community center now. There's walking fairway up here. We're working on that park extension. We're also working on park on East Miami and Buffalo Bridge that we're currently working on right now that we're hoping to put out for bid very soon, right? Very soon. So we got a lot of good things happening in Miami Township that the board is that we've been working on. So, but again, the pickleball course I think is a great addition.
I think talking back to Mark today, he is a big fan.
Pickleball, so cool. The tower across the street, we got a letter from Sprint T-Mobile that is their termination of occupancy on the sublease agreement that the Miami Township made $1,500 a month off of that. So we're going to be losing that starting in, I believe, June 30th.
Yeah.
June, effective June 30th. So we're going to be losing $1,500 a month, which would be $8,000 a year.
Can we approach any other?
Dan, I thought you said something about that.
Yeah, we're gonna make calls, to see if there are other cellular companies, as you know, Comp Center. Has signs on that tower for this area, so we're hoping that maybe we can find another cell carrier to that with.
So we just want to put that out to the public and let everybody know that. And that's all I have.
Does he have to remove that color?
I don't think they're equipment.
They said they're taking their equipment and vacating the property on or around September 30th. But they said it will expire, the agreement expired June 30th of this year.
Does that letter also went to the county?
So, Tim, maybe you can find out more and then let us know the next. All right, anything else from the public? Motion to adjourn.
Yeah,
We're done.
I'll make a motion in the future.
On the second,
All right, Mr. Blandon,
yes.
Mr. Rosen.
Yes.
All right, thanks, everyone. Thank you. Yeah.